Hey there, my friends, and welcome back to this episode of the Blooming Podcast. If you saw the title to this one, I think you're excited as I am. This one is all about understanding how too much masculine energy, or if you have masculine energy, how it's repelling a masculine man, or how it's not allowing you to attract a masculine man that protects and provides. So in the past couple episodes, I've been sharing about how a female or feminine, a woman with too much masculine energy, how it affects you, what it does for you, what it doesn't do for you, what the negative results are. In the last episode, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's the scared masculine girl versus a confident feminine woman. I broke down the differences between how they are, how they act, a little bit about why they do it. But more than anything, I want you to see that the differences between the two are significant, and they give them very, very different results. Masculine energy in a woman, although we are supposed to have both masculine and feminine, everybody has both masculine and feminine energies. We want only the healthy masculine energy, which is what I call leadership, and it's more of service instead of doing, instead of action taking, because the masculine is all about action. It's all about solving. It's about moving forward. It's about getting results. It's about planning and basically just really deeply getting results, getting something done. And the feminine isn't about getting stuff done. She's about flow. She's about going where it's good for her. She's about expressing. She's about being. She is about receiving. She wants to connect. She wants to express, and she wants to just be herself. And so she's not worried about results and getting points and being productive. It's very different. So I want to talk to you now about how, if you have that masculine energy, which causes you to be that, I talked about in the Scared Masculine Girl episode, it causes you to be in the shadow version of the masculine. It causes you to protect and provide and procreate, which means that you are more so in your doing energy. So you're doing to get results. If I do this, I'm going to get that. So if I provide, if I'm beautiful, if I'm successful, if I make a lot of money, if I do these things, then I'll be successful. Then I'll get love, or I'll get the man, or I'll get attention or validation. And then the protection part is very much about protecting yourself from getting hurt, protecting yourself from getting left or rejected or failing or making a mistake. A lot of that comes with people pleasing. It comes with numbing out and not taking risks, courageous risks, because the feminine woman takes risks. She moves forward towards her vision. She trusts God. She's supported and feels very confident. So if you notice, it's a very, very different vibe. And then the last one, procreation, she is over focused on procreation to the detriment of herself and all her plans. Again, not consciously. It's not like she's like, I want to get a man right now, tomorrow. But some of us are very, very focused on it, because sadly society has taught us that if we're single or don't have kids, there's something wrong with us. And there isn't. And because she needs love, because she doesn't have that foundational love from God and herself, and she doesn't feel that, she's always seeking sources of that oxytocin, of the bonding, of the love. And so she's settling for whatever man. She's not using her logic to make decisions with men. And this is the episode that I have been looking forward to recording, because I want to show you how your masculine energy is repelling a masculine man, a healthy masculine man that protects and provides, and how to actually attract a masculine man. All right, so let's get into it. So when we talk about the masculine man, a healthy masculine man, he's somebody who protects, provides, and procreates. He wants to give, he wants to lead, he wants to support, and he wants to commit, and he wants to have babies and have sex. So this is typical for any man, right? But this is what they're focused on. And They want love too. They're supposed to be connected to God. Definitely I believe a healthy masculine man is in the presence of God. He's in the word. He is in his work. And then he looks for a woman in that order. A healthy masculine man isn't putting women ahead of his vision and his purpose. He knows that number one, he should be foundationally in God, in his presence, in his word, and then doing his purpose, his vision, his work. So he has a career, he has a plan for where his life is going. And then he knows that that's when he's ready for a woman. So a healthy masculine man, that when he's looking for a woman, know that he has all those things already in line. Okay. So you should be verifying this in a man. Okay. I know I do. I'm checking like, and if this is one of my like maybe rules, and I don't know how accurate it is, but I have found that this is played out very quickly when I talk to men. If a man is in the presence of God, if he is foundationally in the word, and that's his cornerstone, he will bring up his faith very quickly in a conversation. He's not, he's verifying that a woman is in it too. And he's very clear and declarative about it. So, notice that. Notice if he brings it up. If he never brings it up, this is somebody that isn't a priority of his. So just something to note. Yeah. So because a man that is in the presence of God, he's in his word, he is working on his vision, on his purpose. And the last thing he's doing is, okay, now I'm ready for a woman. So if he's looking for a woman, because he's so much of a masculine man, he wants a feminine woman. A masculine man does not want a masculine woman. I'm going to say that again. A masculine man does not and is not attracted to a masculine energy woman. Please hear me when I say this, ladies. A woman who is feminine has nothing to do with sexuality. It doesn't have to do with maturity level in terms of like age and things like that. It doesn't have to do with the way she dresses and her makeup and clothes and if she has a nice body. That's not how a man deduces and understands if he's with a feminine woman. It's about the way a woman engages with the world. So how are you engaging with the world? Are you more in your provider, action, producing, go-getter, move forward energy? Or are you in your just going with the flow, being, expressing yourself, feeling? It's such a different vibe. And a man feels this very quickly. Why does he want a woman like this? He wants a woman like this because a man that's a healthy masculine man, they consider themselves almost like they're conquerors. They're like in a war. They're like, think of Spartans, right? This is why men love sports movies and sports and war movies, fighting, things like that, because it allows them to triumph, to have victories, to score, to have a win, to have points, to have championships. That testosterone that men are filled with is something that drives them to take action and go after something and win. So because of that, he has that desire to move forward. And because he's a conqueror, when he finds a woman, he wants to be with a woman that allows him space to get out of that, like war mentality, conquering in another way. He obviously still wants to conquer a woman, but he doesn't want to have that on all the time. A woman for him is like a space where he can relax, let go of that, get out of his head and get into his body, get into his heart. Men don't consciously think this. They don't consciously say, I want a woman so I can be in my heart. But trust me, subconsciously, this is what's happening. And biologically, this is what's happening for a man when he's with a woman. He wants to have sex. He wants to be close to her. He wants to be affectionate. He wants to have fun. And this doesn't require him to think too much. This allows him to relax. So when a masculine man is with a woman that's masculine energy, she is in her head just like a masculine man is. And a man isn't going to be attracted to a woman energetically that when he's around her, she's thinking and planning and solving and overthinking and asking a ton of questions. This doesn't feel good to him, to his body. It keeps him in his head. When you're in your head, it forces somebody else to be in their head. But more importantly, what I want you to notice is that a masculine woman tends to be not only in her head, but she is in a low-key survival response. Because she's always in her head, she's always thinking and planning, it's because her amygdala is always on a low-key stress response, which when someone's in a stress response, it will subconsciously trigger another person to get into their defensive stress response. So it will automatically trigger something in a masculine man that I'm on defense, and this is a competitor. This isn't a companion. I stopped there on purpose. I want you to consider that. I want you to see that a woman that's in her masculine energy, because she's in her head, because she's planning, this is a low-key stress response for a woman. And when a man is around a woman who's in her low-key stress response, it triggers it in him, it turns on his amygdala, and he very quickly has a bit of a defense subconsciously. He doesn't notice this, but there's something in him that's saying something's going on here. I need to be on defense. And he views her as a competitor and not as a possible companion. Don't get me wrong. Men are very visual, and a man will be attracted to a woman. That testosterone, that natural attraction, the men love visual things. Men love looking at beautiful things. And because you can look feminine in the sense that you can look like a typical female and wear the makeup and have the hair and the jewelry and the clothes and the shoes and the body and the breasts and the booty and all the things. And he will go near you and is attracted to you, and his testosterone will drive him towards you. But for a man to commit, for a man to fall in love, he needs 3 hormones present. He needs testosterone, dopamine, and vasopressin. I go deep into this in my coaching program, Feminine Freedom. If you want to learn more, you have to check that out. And I also go into this in my mini course, how to master your God-given feminine energy and undo unhealthy masculine patterns. So if you want to learn about this, go check those out. But for a man to be attracted to, bond with, and then commit to a woman, he needs those 3 hormones present and in a certain way at certain levels. And the first one, if you notice, it's testosterone. And so if he doesn't have that combination, it won't allow him to want to keep on moving towards a woman and to bond with her, and then to connect deeply, fall in love, and then commit. So this first part of being a woman that has an energy where you're always in your head because you're low key, your masculine energy, it will put up his defenses. And when a man has his defenses up, he doesn't view you again as a potential companion or somebody that's safe. And he won't know why, but he'll just be like, she's beautiful and stuff, but I don't know, there's just something about her. Like, she's just cool for now. He will hang out with you. He'll spend time with you, especially if you make it easy. And masculine energy women, unfortunately, they make it very, very easy for a man to hang around. And I'm going to explain why. So first and foremost, when you are in that low-key masculine and that low-key survival response, and you're in that masculine energy, a man is going to see you as beautiful, but something's going to trigger. It's going to trigger something in him. So what does it trigger? It triggers that amygdala response. And here's what's going on biologically and primitively for him. For a man to want something and bond with it and commit to it, a man naturally, because he's that conqueror, because he has that desire to triumph and to win, he will want a victory. But a win isn't the same as a triumph. A win is like, great, I won the game, that's great. But a healthy masculine man wants a triumph, because when he triumphs at something, which is a really big win, which is like something that was challenging and hard and difficult, and he had stress involved in it, and it forced him to really up his masculine thinking and all his skills, he views it as far more valuable. So because of that, when a man is with a woman that is more in her masculine energy, what this actually creates in a woman is the masculine energy in a woman. It either makes you overly desired of him, and it will make you connect to him, and it will, or either make you very protective and avoidant. Either one, he's going to view this as what's going on here. It brings up that survival response in him, right? So because of that, because he wants a triumph, he doesn't just want to win. So what does that mean in regards to you as a woman? So I'll give you an example of a woman who approaches a man. If a woman sees a man at a bar, at a restaurant, at a party, anywhere, on social media, and she approaches him, what this does to a man is it it will rise his testosterone and he'll get excited and say, whoa, beautiful woman here. Oh my gosh, in my DMs or in front of me. And if you go and you approach him, he'll get excited. But what it will also do is it'll kind of confuse him, because he's like, how is this woman just like coming up to me, right? And that confusion, what it does is it turns on his stress response, his amygdala, and it causes him to go into a low-key stress response, and it causes him to get defensive. And there's something inside of him that will say, wait, why is this happening? This is something's wrong. This is too easy. And when it feels too easy for a man, he doesn't value it, and he doesn't want to go after it and conquer it. So how does this happen for a man? There's this effect called the Possum Effect. And we all know about possums. Possums will, in order for them to protect themselves against a predator, they will act like they die, and they feign death. And because they feign death, what this does to a predator is a predator will go up to it, because remember, a predator wants to kill and eat, right? So it'll hunt, kill, eat, and conquer. And so when a predator sees a possum that's dead, there's something that it triggers in the predator, and it'll trigger a stress response. His amygdala, his primitive stress response will glide up, and he'll say, wait, something must be wrong with this. Like, why it's too easy to get? Why is it just dead here? Maybe something's wrong with it. Maybe it's poisoned or something's wrong with it. And a predator won't go after it, because again, a predator wants to hunt, kill, and eat. So because it's already been hunted or it's already dead, he can eat it, but there's something that it just automatically triggers that stress response. This is the same for men. Men, when you come up to them, approach them, give them your number, you reach out to them, you're the one who does the conquering, you're the one who goes up after him, he'll get excited because he's a man, especially if you're beautiful and you're kind and you have a nice body and you're dressed really nice or whatever. He'll get excited, but there will be some part of him subconsciously that says, something's wrong here, something must be wrong with her because this was too easy. I want to stop there so I can and submit to you that women, when men are forced to conquer you, when you're our challenge, when you take your time, when he has to involve his self-control, his self-discipline, to be patient in order for him to be with you, this creates in him that challenge, that stress, that he overcame something, and it feels like a triumph. When it's too easy, it feels like something's wrong, and he won't innately. What it does too is not only does it innately make him think that something's off, but what it does is when there's a challenge and a man has to overcome the challenge, it creates testosterone, then it creates dopamine. He gets really excited. But then what it does is it creates more testosterone. He wants to do it again. Dopamine will say, this was fun. Oh my God, I want to do that again. The brain learns this thing that I just did, this basketball game, this career, this project, this deal, this game, this woman is a challenge, and it was so fun, and I felt really successful at doing it. I want to go after it again. So this is so important for you ladies. Notice if you're somebody who's like attracting the guy or going after the guy yourself, if you're making it very quote unquote easy. I want to explain another concept. Is that when men play a game, or let's say they play basketball with guys or their friends, they'll look at it like a win. If they win against their friends, they'll still look at it like a win, but it doesn't create the same testosterone and dopamine hit that it does if they win against a stranger or against something really challenging. So it's important to understand that a win is good. They will want a win, but it doesn't feel the same as a triumph, because a triumph creates way more testosterone, way more dopamine, and that dopamine hit makes a neural pathway in his brain, and he says, that was great, that was challenging, it made me feel really successful, and I want to do it again. And the neural pathway, the brain always makes a neural pathway around something that makes it feel very successful or made it feel good, and it'll go after that woman again, go after that game again. So I'll give you an example parallel to a woman. If you went on a date and the date was fun and you guys had a great time, but you paid, but you slept with him on the first date, if you had sex with him on the first date, ladies, this does not he'll accept it. A man will receive it. Are you kidding? What man wouldn't accept that? Unless if he has great morals, which hopefully this is what we were choosing, he's going to stop you. But most men, they're going to receive it because it's a victory, but it doesn't trigger that higher testosterone, the dopamine, and then him wanting him to go. He's not going to want to go back. He's not going to want to do it again. Why is this important? For you women, you need to be patient. You don't give things away to somebody that you don't even know yet. A lot of women in their masculine energy, remember, masculine energy is this codependence and it's hyper independence. It's control. Okay. The control and the codependence. So these are two different types of masculine energy in women. What this does is it will low key, when you are attracted to a man, it creates the norepinephrine, this like energy in your body, and it makes you very anxious. It'll literally create a stress response when a woman is attracted to a man. But the way that a woman calms down that stress response when physically attracted to a man, they call it the 4 F's. They'll say fight, flight, food, or sex. I'm not going to say the F word, but that's the other F is sex, is mating. So when a woman is attracted to a man and she has that norepinephrine racing through her body, that stress response, the anxiety, and she is attracted to him, for a lot of women that have a lot of masculine energy, they don't know how to calm their emotions. They don't know how to regulate. And the way that they find a way to calm that energy, remember, if you're codependent or if you're in hyper independent control, what a lot of women will do is they will do for the man. And one of the ways that they do it is by having sex, because what their brain starts telling them is, I want this man. I want to connect with him. I want him to choose me. I want to get him to commit to me. And one of the ways that women find to do this is by sleeping with them. But if you sleep with them too soon, I mean, first of all, yuck. You don't even know where this man's been. He could be a psycho killer. People can fake it for a long time on dates, right? But two, vet him out, know who he is. And third, what you're doing is he's getting that victory. He's going to take it. No man's going to say no to it. He's going to get that victory. But because it's that victory, it feels like a win with his friends. It doesn't feel like a triumph against a big challenge or a stranger. And so he's going to take the victory, but it's not going to raise that. He's going to get dopamine because it feels really good to have sex, right, for anybody. But he's not going to want to go back because there isn't a challenge there. So I want you to see that just in the dating world of the masculine woman, because you want to be in control, the way that you feel like you can control the situation is by sleeping with him, so that you think masculine women think that very cause and effect. If I sleep with him, he's going to like me. He's going to see that I have a nice body. It's going to feel good. Really, she's trying to bond because she's trying to calm that anxiety in her. Instead, she's pushing him away and repelling him because she's going to get that victory, but he's not going to call her. He's not going to see her as a mate. He sees her as just a win, not a triumph. The codependent woman, because she's more of a people pleaser and she's a number, she wants to hurry up and get rid of this stress response. She's really bad at managing her emotions. Because she can't regulate, she's somebody that definitely sleeps with a guy. And again, because after sex, what happens to women? You guys, we get so much oxytocin. That oxytocin makes us feel like we're bonded to a man. It makes you say, this is my partner, this is my husband, this is the father of my children. That's what happens biologically. I need to bond to him and claim him. You start the process of falling in love. And when a woman falls in love too soon, this is what it feels like, right? When you fall in love, you already want commitment. You become very needy and insecure. And what also happens is your brain goes offline. When a woman has a lot of oxytocin in her system, her prefrontal cortex goes offline and she's not making logical decisions now. She's deciding based on her feelings, not with her logic. This is trouble. Here's what happens. You start trusting the baby of your father. You trust your mate. You trust your husband. You trust the person that you're in love with. So what happens is you start trusting and believing things. Red flags look pink, and you don't see all the red flags that you would normally see if you had all your logic online, none of this oxytocin bonded, falling in love, nervous energy, and you have more access to your thinking and you make better decisions. you can see that you will trust people too soon. You will give your body too soon. You will start being needy and insecure and wanting him to commit. And then you just start doing things that are illogical. And you're like, I don't even recognize myself. This is why. This is what's happening. So how do we fix this, ladies? How do you combat this? First and foremost, you want to keep your logic online. You always want to keep your brain online. You keep your brain online by not letting too much oxytocin come into your system. You don't get oxytocin in your system by having sex. A feminine woman takes her time with the man. She vets a man out. She's going to take her time getting to know him. But even before that, she's not going to be the initiator in a relationship with the man. She's not going to DM. She's not going to go up to him. She's not going to give him her phone number. She's not going to text him first. She's not going to ask him out. She's not going to plan. She's not going to do any of these things. Why? Because she wants and knows that a healthy masculine man, he's somebody who's a conqueror, and he goes after something he wants. And she understands that when a man is attracted to something, he will have that testosterone when he's attracted to a woman. And that testosterone, ladies, makes a man go after a woman. That it literally is a driver of energy. It creates this like low-key, beautiful anxiety in him, and it makes him want to go after something. So here's what I want you to see. A feminine woman knows that if a man's attracted to her, he's going to go after her. So she lets him come after her. She doesn't do the going. She doesn't do the doing. She doesn't do the planning. She's not going to go after her. She wants to see that he's interested, because she knows that there's a normal course in mating and dating and bonding and then committing. I really do believe that men chase, women choose. This may sound really traditional. It sounds manipulative. I promise you it's not. This is biologically the way that men and women function. A man wants to conquer. A man wants to triumph. A man wants to be challenged. A man wants to feel great for getting something, because when he works hard to get something, he sees it as extremely, extremely valuable. And you want to be seen and deemed as very valuable, because you are. And it's that masculine energy that a woman has that makes her feel like she's not valuable. It makes her feel like she's not enough. And because she thinks she's not enough, she does the doing. She does the chasing. She wants to impress. She'll sleep with a man too soon. She'll do the planning. She'll do the paying. She will do all the things that make a man feel like he's not conquering, like he's like, it's too easy, like there's a dead possum in front of him. Something's wrong with this. And it will, again, subconsciously cause him to not go after you, choose you, and commit to you. Again, he wants a win. He wants a victory. He will spend time with you and sleep with you, but he's not going to deem you as very, very valuable, because he didn't experience that last part of vasopressin bonding, which, if you want to know more about it, Google it. You can find so much about it. And I talk about it in depth in my coaching program and in my mini course. So if you want to know about them, click the links in the bio, and you can learn more about it. But a feminine woman understands that a masculine man will go after her, will choose her. So she's patient. She understands that she's very, very valuable. She understands and loves her life. She's busy. She's not calling a guy and seeking him and trying to get him to like her. She simply exists and says, this is me. If you're interested, this is my fruit. Like this, I have mangoes. If you want mangoes, come get them. But I'm not going to go after you because these mangoes are amazing. And if you want them, come get them. Because she understands the order of a man chasing and then a woman choosing. It's the healthy, primitive, biological order of things. There's a saying, I don't know where I heard it, but I do agree with it. Where I heard a man chooses his wife. And listen, a woman chooses him back. She has to choose him first in order for him to choose his wife. But in the beginning, you want a man to see you, be attracted to you, get that testosterone, and go after you. If a man is not coming after you, he's not interested. Men go after what they want. Men will pay the bills. Men want to work because they know they got to pay the bills. Men work out because they know the muscles are going to make them feel good and get the woman. Men eat. Men, they want sex. They go after the things that they want. And you want a man that does that. Not only that, what I love about feminine women in the mating and dating and bonding and relationship part of our lives is that a feminine woman understands that because she understands that she's a very valuable creature, she has patience, she takes her time, she vets a man out, she doesn't feel the need to lead with her successes or with her income or with her beauty. She just is, and she allows people to be themselves, and she wants to see what a man is, and she says, let me, show me. Not none of this is in a manipulative, elitist, conceited, I'm better than you way. It's just, I have a great life. I am loved by the Almighty King, my Father. I am the daughter of a king. My life is so great. If you're going to come in here and treat me as I've been treated my whole life, or the way my father treats me, the way a man treats me, I will give you some time, but let me get to know you. And a feminine woman will take her time with a man. She's patient because she understands that time is part of the equation for a man to chase and choose a woman. And a masculine woman tends to not do that. She will chase because she's so dysregulated by her emotions. She can't be patient. She doesn't have her logic on mind. She only makes stress response decisions, whereas a feminine woman makes vision-based decisions. She makes decisions based on her vision. She knows what kind of life she wants. She knows what kind of marriage she wants. She knows what kind of parent, mother she wants to be. She knows what kind of career she wants. And based on that, she makes decisions in the here and now that align with that. The masculine woman doesn't do that. She's present moment, instant gratification. Oh my gosh, let me calm my nervous system by doing something. And the feminine woman doesn't do that. She's very much in control. So what do I recommend for you women in order to attract the guy, get him to bond, date, stay, and commit to you and fall in love? Let him come to you. Allow him to come. Allow him to, because when a man comes to you, that testosterone's there. If the testosterone's there, that means he's attracted. If he's attracted, that means just physically, at least from what he sees, he wants to know more. So you want someone that's attracted and that has testosterone and has enough for him to have self-control to say, I'm going to go after something I want. Why would you want to be with a man that doesn't go after what he wants? That's a lazy man. That's a man that doesn't have control, that wants things to just come to him and doesn't have discipline to go after it. And I don't know about you ladies, but we do not want a man that doesn't go after what he wants. You want a man that does that. So this allows you, by you being busy, by you allowing him to come to you, you allow yourself to see if he's somebody that goes after what he wants, and you create that testosterone and that dopamine and all the things that he needs in order to bond with you. Lastly, be patient. Take your time. Use your logic when you are dating men. You do not want to have sex too soon, sleep with a guy, even kiss, get to know them. Like, do things that require you guys to be in spaces that aren't necessarily really formal. Like, if he wants to take you on a proper date, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. But do things that are casual, because here's what I noticed that a lot of women do. They have this idea in their mind that if a man buys me a nice dinner, I need to repay him back with sex. And that is not true. That could not be further from the truth. You do not owe a man anything for paying for dinner, for taking you to a nice restaurant. Masculine energy women, because they don't feel like enough and they don't have a lot of sources of oxytocin, a lot of sources in their lives where they're feeling love and connection, like hobbies, interests, great friends, God. When they don't have that foundational love bonding already, when any man pays attention to them and gives them some sort of attention and dinner, a cocktail, a woman feels obliged, and they tell themselves, a masculine woman feels like she's obligated and she sleeps with them too soon. This isn't something that is, there's no obligation there. You do not need to sleep with a man because he bought you dinner. Please stop doing that, because guess what you're doing? You're making it hard for all the other women out there, because these men start learning that all I have to do is take her to a nice steakhouse so that I get laid. No. Please, ladies, please stop doing it. We're ruining it for everybody, but mostly for yourself, okay? You do not owe anybody anything because they bought you dinner. You say thank you, and if you like him, you decide whether you feel like he's somebody that you want to see again. Is he aligned? Do you guys have aligned visions and ideas and spirituality and interests and things like that? Like, is he somebody that you want to see more? Is he somebody that you feel good around? Do you have, when you're around him, does he make you feel safe? Does he make you feel like you've been heard, seen, understood? Does he take the time to ask you questions to get to know about you, and vice versa? Notice that first. But you are not obligated to sleep with a guy just because he takes you places or buys you dinner. So if that's something for you that you notice is hard for you, do more casual dates. Go grab a slice of pizza somewhere. Go have a cup of coffee. Have a quick lunch, or just do something very simple. Have a cocktail or something. Do something very simple that doesn't make you feel obligated. But here's what I want to tell you. You don't want to use outside circumstances to make you feel obligated, to calm you down and make you feel like you're not obligated. You manage that in yourself. You have self-control and self-discipline to say, just because a man bought me a cocktail or a slice of pizza or a hot dog at Costco does not require me to sleep with him. It doesn't. So have self-discipline. And the feminine woman has a lot of self-control. She has self-discipline, and she knows when to say no, and she knows when to say yes. So I want you to notice, take your time, have casual dates. And if you don't have casual dates and he formally wants to court you and do things like that, that's fine. But do not feel obligated. Wait months and months. If not, what I recommend is, you don't, like, biblically speaking, we don't sleep with somebody until we're married. That's a covenant marriage. Like, that's a marriage blessed by God. And I can point out scriptures if you want. And this is what I believe, biblically founded relationships really are the ones that thrive, because when you sleep with somebody, your souls are now connected. Your spirits are connected. Sex is not just physical, it's something spiritual, and you need to be careful and understand who you're sleeping with. And I recommend you wait to sleep with somebody until you are in a deeply committed relationship. What did I talk about earlier? When you sleep with a man, you start getting your oxytocin involved, and then you start falling in love, and you start trusting him, and the red flags look pink, and then you don't even use your brain anymore because your brain isn't online as much when that oxytocin is present, right? And then he feels like he got to win, and he stops chasing after you. It really calms down his testosterone, and you want that testosterone, dopamine, and vasopressin in the levels and in the time that's necessary for him to bond. If you want to know more about it, listen to or join Feminine Freedom. We're enrolling now, or you can join the mini course today for only $47 and learn more about it. So take your time, be patient, manage self-control, let a man choose you. You do not need to plan, pay, or perform for a man in order for him to choose you. That's not necessary. Men don't choose women that way. Men choose women that create an experience where he feels successful, where he feels challenged, where he feels like he got a victory, where there was work for him involved. When a man feels successful with you, you want a man to associate, wow, when I'm with Anabell, she makes me better. This is why men say, this woman makes me a better man. What does he mean by that? He just means that I had to actually have more self-control and self-discipline, and I had to be strong in order to be with this woman. And what he equates with you now is that you make him better, and he has more self-respect, and thus he respects you more, and thus he looks at you like somebody he wants to bond with, and somebody that he sees as a team player, somebody that makes him better. And a man that sees a woman as a team player, somebody that makes him better, he wants to commit to her. He wants to commit to a woman that causes him to overcome his inefficiencies or creates challenges and makes him successful. And he respects himself, and thus he views you as somebody that respects him and that you respect yourself. So a woman with boundaries, when a man meets a woman with boundaries and standards, he views you as somebody subconsciously that if you make him wait, let's just say you make him wait, he's patient, he has to go on date you for months and months, if not be married in order to sleep with you, or in order to kiss you, or in order to just be in any more close proximity to you, right? In dating, what he views you as is somebody that has high standards. And what a healthy masculine man loves about a woman that has high standards is he tells himself that, great, she's a woman that has high standards. So when I'm gone, she's always going to conduct herself with that level of high standards. I can trust her. And a man wants a woman that he can trust. He does not want a woman that has low standards and just is casual about her body, her casual about casual about meeting people and bonding with them and trusting people very soon. When a woman sleeps with a guy too soon, he views her as having low standards, and he innately views her as somebody that he can't trust, especially when he's gone. A man wants a woman that says, that he tells himself, she has high standards. I can trust her anywhere. I know that she's going to not just automatically believe, bond, and trust just a random Joe on the street, right? So having high standards and keeping those, what I call vision-based boundaries, is so important. It's important to understand that you are the prize. And I hate to say that because it sounds like men, I say that in the most respectful way. I say that to say that you are the daughter of a king. You are literally the daughter of your heavenly Father. And he sees you as such, and you should be viewing yourself as such. And when you respect yourself, others will see you as that as well. And again, a man doesn't want a woman that has low standards. Your boundaries say so much about you. And your boundaries, when you say no to a man, he respects it. He doesn't look at it like, oh, she's annoying. An immature, unhealthy man will do that. He will see you as he'll give up. He doesn't have self-control. A man that wants a hit, that wants instant gratification, that has no self-discipline, will try and disrespect your boundaries. He will negate your boundaries. He will push you to the point of disrespecting yourself and try to get what he wants, which is a quick win. And you don't want a man like that. A man that pursues you in that way and doesn't have self-control, that is not a healthy masculine man. So that's like a red flag that you should look for. Not that a man that wants to sleep with you on the first date doesn't mean that he likes you or he's in love with you. He may like you, but that doesn't mean that he wants to marry you. It just means I want to win, because a man thinks with his body. A healthy masculine man thinks with his spirit. He thinks with what's connected to God and his vision. And his vision is, I want a woman that's respectful, that has boundaries, that has high standards, that loves God, that respects herself and respects me. And I want a woman that has boundaries and high standards, and it actually turns a man on. It actually makes him want you. He will commit to a woman like that. A healthy masculine man will not commit to a woman with low standards. He won't trust her, and so he can't marry her or connect to her. I hope this episode helped you a lot. If you have any questions, if you're interested in learning more about these hormones and the way that a man bonds, all this stuff, I'm teaching you this in the mini course, the how to master your God-given feminine energy and undo your unhealthy masculine patterns. Link is below for you to join that. It's $47. It is a course that is 5 videos long. It is full of so much information. You're going to understand why you created unhealthy masculine patterns, what healthy masculine and feminine is, what unhealthy masculine and feminine is, how to undo them, how to create more how to master your feminine energy, how to use your feminine energy in all the different areas of your life so that you can thrive, get love, receive more, and do less. And then especially how to attract a healthy masculine man. So everything is in there. But if you want to go really deep, if you want that mentorship, Feminine Freedom is open now for pre-enrollment. And hopefully I'll see you in there. So I hope this was helpful. And if you like this episode, please share this with somebody who needs to hear this information, especially a woman that loves God, that is dating, and somebody that really wants to attract a healthy masculine man and undo her own masculine energy. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.